I have Nasjali Cruz with me, and we are live and on set for our very first time for Startup or Shut Up, which is a pretty defining moment. Anyone that is live and listening, you feel free to jump into the chat and ask any questions. We also have our producer, my husband, David, over here in order to help us out as well. So I actually met today's guest when I picked her up driving Uber on a rainy Chicago morning. Headed to the studio to take care of clients. This studio, actually. And that hustle said everything. So meet Nasjali.
Nasjali. It's
Najali.
okay. Everybody
I've been
butchers
trying.
it. It's
Najali
okay.
Cruz, owner of NBN Nails,
Yes.
Chicago, a Lakeview staple for structured Gel X, acrylics, and smart scalable beauty.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for coming. This is insane. Oh my gosh.
It is pretty exciting.
Yes, this is very exciting. I have done a podcast before, but it was actually, we had been over the phone. Nobody saw me. And they were able to make cuts. So I was like, okay, cut that out. Cut that out. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we'll definitely be able to do editing, and we'll be cutting out this conversation too. So, feel free. We're gonna have a great conversation.
Perfect.
And we'll shorten it up with the editing as well.
For sure.
So for everyone that's joining us as well, Najali is 20 years old, and we happen to be across the street from the very high school that she graduated from.
Yes.
How, like, for that moment, what does that feel like to you, being across from the street of your very high school that you graduated from and opening up a business at 19?
Yeah. So actually, sorry, I don't mean to like correct anything. I actually opened my business when I was 18.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I opened it when I was 18. It was like a few months after I graduated. It was definitely very surreal, I'll say. When I first opened it, I was honestly not expecting to open a business like right away the way I did. My original goal was I went to nail school when I was a junior in high school. And by the time I turned 18, I got my license. And then my next goal was to hopefully get into teaching. But my mom, like in the middle of me graduating, my mom kept saying, "There's a spot right on the corner. Let's get a salon. Let's get a salon." I'm like, "Mom, I'm 18 years old. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what is going on?" And so then I listened to my mother, and the money that I had saved to go back to nail school, I used it towards the shop. And honestly, the first few days, because some of the kids still knew me, right? Like from the school. And so whenever they'd be getting ready to go to classes, I'd be coming into the shop and they're like, "Najali, like, what are you doing?" I was like, "I got a salon. So yeah, it's definitely a very surreal moment. Now I'm more comfortable, obviously, but it's really great. Honestly, I really enjoy it, and being right next to the school and still being like in contact with like the staff and like some of the students, especially because my sister still goes there. So I still have a really good connection, and honestly, it's really great for promotion too. Like whenever the kids have homecomings or events, like I always be sure to like send flyers to them. So it's really great, like having that connection.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's truly inspiring. For anyone that is listening as well, you can definitely make it being 18 years old and starting your own business, which is pretty wild.
Yes, insane.
So take us back. What's the first set you ever did that made you think I could actually do this? By set, I mean nails.
Okay, we're gonna go really back, actually.
Absolutely.
So I really got into nails when I was in about 6th grade. My mom always had like this box of like nail polishes she had in her room, and I was always like doing designs that I seen on YouTube and things like that. It's like, wow, this is really fun. I can do this. And then I want to say by like my 8th grade year to my freshman year, I got into the more advanced things like acrylics, and those I won't say like I knew I could do it then because it was definitely very bad. Like if I had pictures chopped up, it was so bad. But the more practice that came with it, I also just my whole life I've been very into art, and just seeing that you can make money while doing art, like doing something that I truly love, like it pushed me and motivated me to keep working harder to achieve like better nails. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. Who was your earliest champion or toughest critic, and what did they teach you?
Wow. Well, I will say my mom has definitely been on us like since we were very little. My mom has always said this thing where like I can't remember exactly, but if you don't know what you want to do by the time you're like sophomore, junior year of high school, then like you need to hurry up and figure it out. So like she's definitely always been on us about that. She's always been like very hardworking. She used to be stay at home, and then she actually got into a few businesses herself. She had a furniture store and a couple other things. And then I want to say my dad as well. I was kind of telling you a little bit about it earlier. When I was about 4, we were living somewhere not too far, but my dad had gotten a job at the building that we live now, and he's really just an inspiration to all of us because we came from like not having too much, and now we moved into a very beautiful home, and he really just made all of it possible too. So yeah, he's great.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's really, really cool to have like forceful of parents and like guiding you in the right direction.
And now that they both like have their businesses too, it definitely inspired me like I can do it as well. Especially like since they both have experience, they've helped me out a lot with like the business aspect of it, like paperwork and things like that, things that I still have a little hard time doing, but it's slowly getting there.
Totally. Very cool.
Thank you.
So what is your biggest misconception about being your own boss? I know we're getting deep too.
Yeah, we are. I'm trying to think. It's honestly, let's see, being your own boss, it's honestly not as easy as people think it would be. Like a lot of people are like, oh, you can make your own schedule, you make your own time, things like that. Definitely not. Now that I am like my own like boss, now I have even more responsibility. Now I have even more that I have to work on. Or like right now, like for example, I have me and one other nail tech. It used to be 3 of us. The hardest thing right now is getting another nail tech in here. Like it is the hardest thing in the world. And everybody now too wants to be a nail tech, but nobody wants to come work in the shop. And it's so hard. But like, yeah. So like being short staffed and everything, now I really have to be here to make sure that we're constantly getting that money for the rent and like just everything. So yeah, definitely don't have as much free time as people think I would, but yeah.
But what is your most enjoyable thing about being your own boss now?
Most enjoyable thing? Man, I probably sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I can adjust my schedule like beforehand. I can't do things like right on the spot. Like I can't say like, oh, I don't feel like going in today. No, I have to go in. But like if I know there's an event coming up with family, maybe like a couple weeks beforehand, I'll know I can take this time off and like I'm not gonna get a punishment for it at work. You know?
Totally.
So, yeah.
That's
Pretty...
And
also too, having my Pero here with me.
Yeah.
I can bring him to work every day. That's like the best part. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And then take me back to I want to hear from your perspective that moment that we met when I picked you up from Uber. Like, do you remember the conversation? Do you remember, like, walk me through that scenario of just that interaction between us?
I can't really remember too much how it started, how we brought up the conversation. But it was definitely very exciting. I was caught off guard. I definitely was caught off guard a little bit. I was like, I thought it was going to be more chill. You started telling me about your podcast. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is exciting. I was like, I don't want to tell him about my business. Like I'm bragging about myself, but what a coinkydink. Like we're, you know, business. You want to talk about business and I have a business. You're taking me there right now. So yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, great. So we've come to our rapid fire. So I'm just gonna ask a little question, and it's the first thing that comes to your mind, and then we'll just kind of go through it. Okay? Yeah. Are you ready? Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Me too. Gel X, acrylic, structured gel, or desert island system?
Whoa. Acrylic.
Ooh.
Yes.
Why?
I could do a lot more fun designs with that.
Ah.
But gel X, I do like that because it's a lot faster to do.
Ah.
Yes, but I love acrylic because it's a lot more fun.
Cool. Matte or chrome?
Chrome. Chrome. That's the good stuff.
Cuticle oil, morning or night?
Night.
Why is that?
I just feel like same thing like with your skincare and everything. Like when I notice like when you wake up in the morning, like my face seems very clear. So I feel like all like the oils and everything kind of like soak in, but like in a nice way. Like while you're resting, you get like your oils in. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
Sure.
But I would say if it wasn't between those two, I'd say morning and night.
Okay.
Yeah.
One tool brand you swear by?
Tool brand. Can it be products or
Sure.
Okay. Young Nails.
Appointment red flag you clock instantly?
That one. Okay. So I know this is rapid fire, but whoa. Okay. Appointment red flag. Just like a very stank attitude, you know, just who they do not want to be talked to. So yeah. Very stuck up or, you know, things like that. Yeah.
Setting a vibe in here, right? Gotta have fun. Most overrated 2025 nail trend as we're coming to an end of 2025.
I know all the girls love this, and I'm sorry, but the tortoise print nails. I'm so over it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Bro, I swear I get it probably like twice a week, especially in the fall time. It's like a very fall nail like design.
Well, thank goodness we're in winter, like literally a snowstorm.
I'm running out of my colors for that one.
Playlists during nail sets, marathon sets. Do you play music?
I do. I actually really like classical or like jazz music.
Cute.
I do. Yes. I keep it very classy.
And then a 30-second elevator pitch to sell to Lakeview about your salon.
Oh, wait. Can you like give me more like?
Yeah, if you met someone in an elevator and you were talking about your business and you're trying to share what's kind of different about your nail salon, how would you pitch that to them? Yeah,
I'd be like, hi, my name is Nasjali. You know, I actually just graduated from this school. I graduated right out of high school, and I have a really great relationship with the school. You know, I have a variety of different like nail services that I do provide, which you don't really see a lot in other salons. A lot of them do just very like more minimalistic work, and we're kind of like all around, and me and my techs specialize in a lot of different things. So I think you should try it out. Here's my card.
Yeah. Love it.
Yes.
Awesome. So we're headed into building NBN Chicago. So why the name NBN Chicago, and what's the meaning and vibe you wanted to create?
When I was trying to figure out the name of the store, it was definitely kind of hard because I also wanted it to be unique but still include my name. I was trying to think of the first one I came up with, which I'm so embarrassed to say, but it was supposed to be nothing but nails, and it's NBN. But then I was also like, NBN also sounds like nails by Najee. So I was like, either or works. Either or is good. So instead of saying nails by Najee or nothing but nails, it's just NBN. So that way it could be both in my mind. I know nobody else knows, but in my head,
I love that. So we're, of course, again, across the street from your high school that you graduated from. And you touched about this a little bit with your mom telling you about the location, but how did you specifically like nail down the location, and what mattered most to you? Like rent, foot traffic, target demo, like what indicators were you kind of looking at for this location?
Honestly, I just had a lot of faith in it. I had no idea what we were doing. But I had
Love it.
That's just
I love the honesty.
Yes. But my mom, she was really the one that just really kept pushing it. Like, I think it'll be okay. Like, if anything, like I'll help you with everything. I was like, you know what? Like, we'll try it. Like, because at the time I actually wasn't able to go back to nail school for teaching because I had to have my license for 2 years, and it hadn't even been a year yet. So I was like, I might as well do something, because I couldn't see myself working or doing anything different, because I actually used to work outside of my house. So definitely like how much the spot cost, and like I wasn't too worried about foot traffic, just because I knew, like, thankfully it was right across from my school, so I'm like, it'd be very easy to promote, and thankfully they've been so great in promoting everything I've been doing. Like, they've been so supportive.
That's so cool.
So I wasn't like too worried about like not having traffic, especially because it's like right on the corner too, and you got the Starbucks. Like, it was just all perfect. But let's see.
Yeah, I feel like you always have to follow Starbucks for a good
yes,
location.
exactly. Yes, you just get your coffee, come right in. Yeah. But luckily, everything kind of fell into place exactly how it was supposed to be, even though I wasn't really looking into it too much. That's also like, I have a very strong faith in God too. So like my faith, I was just kind of like, if I'm seeing the signs, things are being thrown at me, like, just do it, like everything will be okay. And everything was, and the landlord was great. That was one thing, like being young, like a young girl, like I literally just got out of high school. That was one thing that worried me a little bit, was just because, oh, she probably thinks I'm probably going to mess something up. How am I going to trust an 18-year-old? Yeah, it's scary. I understand. But yeah, everything fell into place really well. So I'm just leaving that to God, and I'm thanking God for that one.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love that. It just gave me chills.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I want to pull at that a little bit more. So just in case if anyone's thinking about opening up a retail location for whatever their passion is, what steps did you have to do with the landlord in order to secure this location?
Honestly, the landlord was pretty flexible with us, but since I had just gotten out of high school, it was hard for me to sign the lease just by myself. So my mom did co-sign for me, just so that like we can have like a better chance of getting it.
Totally.
But also too, the rent, like once we saw the numbers, it was actually very affordable and very reasonable. So I don't know, she was also very accommodating too. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome to have a great landlord.
Yeah, she's great. She's
it's
great.
hard and few in between.
Yes.
So I was taking a look at your website, and you have an interesting booking platform. So can you tell us a little bit more about your current platform for booking, and then also like how you kind of fix no call, no shows?
Yeah, so I use this booking site called Gloss Genius, and I was like very stressed out at first, because I'm like, what kind of website do I use? But that one's specifically for beauty services, and so they're very accommodating to like how like every like service provider, like industry is kind of like set up. So when it comes to like no calls or no shows, there is an option. You don't have to, but there is an option. Like before my clients book, there is a they put their card information in, and if they no call, no show, we can easily just charge them. And we have like agreement, like terms and agreements and things like that. And so if like they no call, no show, I charge a 30% fee. But sometimes I know they come pretty often, and maybe it's just like they forgot their appointment or something, I'll like take it easy on them. But there's some clients that like their very first time coming, oh, this is a new name, never came in. I was like, oh brother, that is a horrible first impression. But yeah, so card on file, 30% fee if they don't show up. And yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
because
I feel like a lot of different businesses are starting to implement that now, because it's you're taking away the availability for like a truly paying customer,
yeah, exactly,
right?
Yeah.
And time is money, and you kind of have to implement that,
exactly, right? Yep. So that's like potential clients we could be taking at that time, that like, I just told this one person I'm not available because you were coming and now you're not, and now there's no money at all. And at first I was like a little like iffy about doing a cancellation fee or a no-show fee, just because I didn't want to scare any clients away or anything like that. But it's also too, you all have to have like that boundary with your clients where like we need to like respect each other, you know, like you can't keep doing this. You know what I mean? Because there has been clients where like they've done it a couple times and now it's like kind of reoccurring. And it's not really a good look, but yeah. We try to be accommodating for sure, though. Like, we're not just, like, mean about it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because do you do walk-ins? Because I'm assuming because there's two of you that it's kind of hard to do walk-ins.
Yeah. So when we had 3 girls, we definitely were able to, like, take walk-ins here and there. We do still take walk-ins if, like, there's a chance that I don't have an appointment and you just so happen to come in when I don't have an appointment.
Totally.
But lately it's been so busy with just me and the other girls.
That's a good thing.
We have, yes, thank God. But it's just been, like, so hard to take walk-ins. And I feel so bad when I'm like, I'm sorry, like, we don't have time. And, like, my appointment's in, like, 15 minutes. But they don't see a client in the chair, so they probably think that I'm just like telling them like I don't want to do their service. I'm like, I swear I have an appointment coming. Just man, I feel so bad. I really do.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your first year. Can you talk about any like ups and downs where things like maybe were going really well and like the decision that ended up keeping you alive, but also maybe like that one point where you maybe felt like you were going to lose everything, if it ever happened?
Yeah. So I'll definitely say the very, very beginning, it was just me working in here. I did not have any techs or anybody working with me. That was definitely the hardest part. And I didn't even have my website up yet either. We were like writing appointments down in the book and sometimes it was really just me by myself writing the appointments down, or sometimes my mom would come to help, or my grandma would actually be here sometimes writing the appointments down. But then it got confusing. So like we're all writing different things in different spots, and now we're just confusing everybody. And so, yeah, it was definitely really bad. And since it was just me, I had a habit of like overbooking myself because I also had to pay the rent.
Yep.
So there was like a lot of times where I had clients waiting on me for a really long time while I'm still working on somebody else. And that was like the hardest part for me. So like my average, I'll usually take like 3 to 4 clients a day. But back then it was definitely like 5 to 7 clients a day. And I'd be here all day and all night. And it got to the point where like, there's actually one time I had like, I think it was 6 clients this one day. And, it was the very end of the day. Thank God my last client was my aunt. But it got so bad, like my back, my neck, and like everything was hurting so bad. And my mom was here too. I was like, can you guys just talk for a second? I need to take a break. And I sat in the back and I laid down and I was just crying, sobbing. Like it was so horrible. So I don't know if I can do this. But then again too, like with my faith and everything, I kept praying about it. Like, please God, bring me like good text. And thankfully this one girl, her name is Hanya, shout out Hanya, oh my gosh, she's the best. She's really the best. She doesn't work here anymore, she moved to Georgia. But I know please no, but she came and it was really such a blessing. Like she had just moved here, she moved right across the street, and she came in looking for salons, and then she actually almost considered a different one. Thank God she came here because like and it's so crazy because there's so many different nail techs, but like with her, like our work is so similar and it matched so perfectly. Like you couldn't even tell who did what. Like our work was just so like it was spot on. So that was definitely like a blessing, and that's definitely when it started picking up a lot more because me and her both do like really intense designs, and so that's when people were like, wow, they can really like they snap, you know. So that's when we really started picking up a lot more too. So.
That's awesome.
It was great.
If anyone that's listening, how many more chairs do you have open for hire?
So I know the typical nail salon has like a ton. We only have 4 chairs and we have 2 available. I think I actually really like having a lot less chairs just because I feel like we could be more intimate with our clients. So yeah, we have 2 chairs available. If anybody's nail techs, please. Yes.
So cool. So with business, there's a lot of different mistakes that are made, but it's an opportunity for learning.
Right.
If you had to restart all over again what would you do differently on your next venture for your next nail salon?
I definitely I would want to, I've actually been thinking about this more recently too. Making sure I have all my inventory before I open. It was truly so awful in the beginning. Because when I thought I had everything, I ended up, I'd be short something or I'd be missing something for a set. And I'm like, oh my, like I'd literally have to like ask my mom, can you go to the store to get this and bring it here? So I definitely, like, since I've been here, I've been writing down inventory, like things that I have. And just so if I were to ever open another spot, like to have all those things really prepared instead of just like lost in front of my client. So
totally.
yeah.
Learning opportunity.
Yes.
And then one additional question. If anyone was thinking about opening up a nail salon, I would love to be able to go back to how you funded your nail salon. Did you take out a loan? Did you save up money before? Family?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more.
Basically, like I said, the rent or like how much the store was just by itself, it was very affordable. So I had actually since high school I had been saving to go back to nail school, and I know that's like a few $1,000s. So I had that saved to go back to nail school. And so since I couldn't do that, I used that money to put into the salon, and whatever I had left to like put into like some inventory and things like that. And I got my first credit card. I got my first credit card, and I used that to really get all my products.
Personal or business?
It's personal, but I use it for the business. So yeah.
Cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
So that takes us to our next section: menu pricing and margins.
Yeah.
So structured gel versus gel X versus acrylic. How do you match the client to the system?
Yeah, so it really depends. So first, the easiest one to like separate from all of them is the structured gel. So that's basically a natural nail service. If clients are looking to like grow out their natural nails or work on just their nails.
Okay.
It's like a hard gel that you put over. It's like an overlay basically that you put over just your natural nails. And a lot of my clients, I'm so sad, I cut mine down, but they were like insanely long.
Oh wow.
And a lot of my clients have been doing this manicure, and their nails like hard as rock. Like it's insane. Like they'd come back like 2 months later with the same nails, like nothing came off. Like it's insane.
Wow.
Yes.
Is that like no chip or like more heavy duty essentially?
It's definitely more heavy duty. Yeah. It's like the gel that you use on like no chip is more of a polish.
Okay.
Hard gel is like a thick gel. It literally looks like hair gel. And
interesting.
It's like a hard to scoop and everything. It's a very thick consistency. And so with that one, you have to like build it and file it down and everything, whereas no chip you basically just paint it on and it's smooth like that. And then we have the gel X and acrylic. So acrylic, that one's a lot more difficult to work with, especially if you're like just starting out with nails. It's basically you combine this liquid called monomer and then the acrylic powder, and you have a brush with it. So you take the brush, you put it in the liquid, and then you put it in the powder, and you basically start sculpting it. And with that, it's so crazy. So with that, the room has to be a certain temperature and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So if it's too cold in here, the acrylic gets too runny. And then if it's too hot, then it cures a lot faster.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it has to be a very like,
I never knew that.
Yeah, it has to be like a very good temperature. And so then for gel X, it's basically, it almost looks like a no chip bottle. You take the gel, you brush it on. There's like a full coverage. So sorry. Oh my gosh, he sees a dog. So basically, oh my gosh, I do apologize.
It's okay.
So the gel X. So you basically work with full coverage nail tips, and so it covers your entire nail instead of just half the way you would with acrylic. And so it covers the whole nail. You take the gel, it's in a bottle, and you brush it on, and you have to like leave it under this like purple light, and that's what cures it. And so I usually recommend Gel X and structured manicures to people who want to keep their nails as healthy as possible. Acrylic I mainly use that for my clients that do really long, crazy stuff. And girls that just somehow manage to work with them. I
don't know how people text or go to the bathroom.
Like, it's insane. This is actually my cousin. She gets like the longest I've ever done. So
that's hilarious.
3XL. I think I actually have some in here. I can show you really quick.
Yes.
These are the tips, and she does not cut them down.
What?
So imagine this like glued on the very tip of your nail, like that long.
My goodness.
Does not cut it. And those usually take about like 6 hours to do.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's definitely a project. It's like a whole work day.
Wow. Okay, so in that sounds like a lot of time. So how do you do your pricing math, like time blocks, design complexity, product cost, and then like rework, right? How do you set that? And then how do you set that even with your online booking system? Yeah,
so most services, most of the time, since our clients already know us for like designs and things like that, I do have a good chunk of time blocked out for each service. So it's usually about like 2 hours for each client. I also change the pricing and the amount of time based on the length that they book for. So if they do that length, obviously it's like probably like 4 to 6 hours. Whereas like a short set, people tend to do more simple things. And so we usually keep it at like that 2 hour mark. But for each service, since the base like amount of time is 2 hours, I do have a base price of $55 for Gel X, acrylic, and structured manicure, just because they are like very like heavy duty services. And then when it comes to designs, it does get a bit more complex. So I try to go based on like things that are like more trendy right now, or like, for example, like French tips. French tips will always be a thing. And so I always do like a $10 like upcharge for French tips on any length, because I charge more for the length anyway. So if I'm charging more for the length, why charge more for a French tip? And just keep it at the same price, just charge more for the length. Yeah, so it always like, it's very hard to like get into the pricing of different designs, because like you see, like it's all very complex, like in just craziness.
Totally.
But I have been thinking about, which I have been nervous about thinking about charging hourly for big things like this.
Crazy.
Yes, insane. I think that might be my iPad back there. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, and actually, let's start talking about pricing, actually. So most profitable add-ons, and then anything that you maybe stopped doing as well, that you didn't really find that it was worth the time. I would love to know about your pricing structure a little bit more.
Yeah, let's see. Honestly, I feel like I haven't taken anything out really, because I feel like any add-on is like very accommodating to any client depending on like what their needs are. Let's see. Designs are a must. Let's see. Oh, there are some add-ons that I've never actually got into that some salons do offer. Like there's a paraffin wax. That's basically like a wax that you put your hands, or like they might use it for your feet too. Just to like keep your skin really soft. I've never actually got into that because I don't know, I just haven't felt the need to. But there are many different services I feel like I haven't really gotten into yet. But I feel like we're at a really good spot right now. Like for example, instead of like the wax. Oh no.
Which one?
This one? Oh, it's probably from the phone call.
I like, is that what you do?
I don't want to mess it up.
So I guess it was for just
Yep,
call.
That's okay.
Okay.
Going live, that's
Yeah.
part of it.
No worries. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the wax, like since I've never gotten into that, we do like kind of work around that. Like we do for the manicures and the pedicures, we'll do like a hot towel and then a massage with like the lotion and everything. So that like it's like almost like the equivalent to like doing the wax, like just keeping everything smooth and soft.
Yeah, because I've definitely had the paraffin wax on my feet for pedicure, and that would be interesting to if you could maybe pull it in and maybe do an upsell on that.
Yeah, that would definitely be cool.
Yeah, it would be interesting, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of test that out.
Yeah, I'd definitely be down to do that. But I know like with our client, I know it might take more time doing that. So we're always kind of like on the move. So I'm like we're still trying to be accommodating, but still like have some speed to it, you know?
Totally. And talking about that speed, so you kind of brushed on it a little bit when you first opened that you kind of overextended yourself. How did you figure out the average duration for the services? Like, did you track it in any way? How did you make those adjustments that you needed to find in order to accommodate your customers based on the service?
Basically, it was just like, honestly, like a learning process. Like, with each client, I noticed what time it was, and then by the time we finished, I'm like, it always seemed to be like 2 hours after we were done, or like, so that's how I found out the average, because most clients we'd finish in about 2 hours. I wouldn't really time it. I would just like, I know their appointment's at this time, and I look at the time like when I'm ready to go home, and I'm like, oh, we finished in 2 hours. And so that definitely helped me with like the base like kind of duration of it. But I actually, on my website too, I do have like forms that people fill out, like if they want a certain kind of design or kind of describing what they want. So that way I know to block out more time maybe, or maybe just leave it how it is. So even when they book the appointment, I can actually like change the duration of it and make it longer or shorter if I need to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And how do you handle scope creep, where someone is asking just one more charm or one more swirl in that moment?
You really just gotta do what you gotta do, you know? If that's what they want. I've had some frustrating times where I actually think some of them did it on purpose too, just to like you mess with me. But
not very nice.
Yeah.
Not very nice customers.
Yeah, I've had a few towards the very end of the service when they actually knew my next client had just came in. That's when they start asking for more things when they were perfectly fine the way it was. But as soon as my next client came in, they started like bringing stuff up. Yeah, I was like, okay, now you're really just doing too much. But I can never say anything, you know? Like, it's also too, like, I don't want to ruin like a reputation that we do have. Like, I don't want. A lot of people are afraid of going into nail salons for that specific reason.
Oh, interesting.
Because a lot of them tend to like have bad attitudes or like kind of call them out on things. They're like, oh no, you should do this instead of that. Like telling them what to do on their nails instead of just like doing what they want or maybe need. And so I try to like be that one salon that like they're very comfortable with. And I have had a lot of my clients say like, you have such a comfortable space. Like if I went to a different salon, I wouldn't be able to tell you that I want to change this or I want to fix that. So it's definitely a very comfortable environment for them. So I'm really glad that like we can be that for them.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, I've gotten my nails done quite often, and I do feel that pressure of that quickness or efficiency for them, and that they don't want to necessarily spend that time to make it nicer, because I like to do little designs.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah, and it's just super fun, right?
Yeah, we always try to like when they ask for something like never really have a problem with it when people ask for something extra. It's like when you're doing a little too much, like, you know, like, okay, like we're getting towards the end. I really don't think this is necessary. And sometimes like we will put our input into it too. Like if there's something that you want and we're like, but it doesn't really look the best with this. Like we try to be honest, but like also make you happy as well. Or like I don't think this would look good with this on here.
Mm.
Like, for example, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, so we try to be honest, but like still like do what they need.
Yeah, I would definitely need that direction because
Yeah.
I don't know how to color
Yeah,
match.
just like some advice for little things, but yeah.
As my husband shakes his head over there. I'm like, yeah, it looks fine to me, right? Like-
I'm laughing.
Yeah. So we're getting close to Christmas, right? Gifting season. Do you do anything with gift cards and promotions? Do you see a strategic avenue with those? And do you happen to see where like maybe they don't necessarily make sense?
Yeah, so I do have physical gift cards
Mhm.
that people could come in and buy one from here, but we also have them on the website as well. Those tend to be a lot easier, the ones on the website,
Mhm.
just because you're basically, when you pay for it online, the money's in the system and we won't collect it until the person you gifted it to comes in. And that way we can actually still see like what your balance is and things like that. So it's very effective like on the website. But the physical ones I'm not too crazy about. Yeah, it's not like we have like a QR code like we could scan it or anything like you would in a normal store.
Uh-huh.
You just like bring it in and then we have it like written down like on like a spreadsheet kind of thing.
Mhm.
And so then like we would write it down. So I would definitely recommend doing it on the website if you can.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean everyone's going digital now, so
Yeah.
might be
I
fun to
could
just
take the
get rid
extra
of it.
time to like try to figure out like not a QR code, but like the barcodes and things. But
Mhm.
man, that's time I just don't have right now.
Totally.
Yeah.
And people lose the cards too, right?
Exactly.
So it
Yeah.
also kind of makes sense
Makes
more
sense.
going
Yeah.
digital. And then out of curiosity, is there any time that maybe is like a low season for nails or
It's kind of hard to say because if it does get low, it picks up really fast in like the next 2 weeks. I will say the slow season, which I'm happy this is the slow season, is right after New Year's.
Okay.
Because everybody had already gotten their things done. Everybody just wants to relax. Everybody's been partying. And I need
And
that
spent
break.
all their money.
Exactly. And we take that break after we just had a ton of clients for those holidays. So like it's a really good slow season. Like we don't mind it at all.
Do you close the salon at all and go on vacation? Or
I have before, especially when it was just me and this one other girl at the time. I'm probably gonna try to do it again this year. Like if she wants to come in, she can, but more than likely nobody's gonna really try to come. So yeah, I do close for like a week, like literally the day after New Year's, because majority of the time, like I said, like people already have everything done. Like they're not getting ready for anything anytime soon.
Totally.
So, yeah.
And out of curiosity, like if you happen to have a hole in your schedule for, let's say, today, do you do any special promotions in order to fill that slot?
So usually I never actually like thought about. I think sometimes I have when I was like, man, I really don't have any clients today. Like, let me just like do a quick, like I'll do like 15% off or something like that. But sometimes I really just post to Instagram or Snapchat, like things like that. And so I have an opening this time. And most of the time, like thankfully, there will be a girl who wants to come in. And I also too, the website is just so great. It's just amazing because we have a wait list too.
Oh,
so if
that's smart.
Yes.
That's so smart.
Yes. So if there was a random opening, I can contact them really easily. And it also notifies them when there is an opening. So
immediately?
Yeah.
Automated? That's fire.
Yeah, it didn't at first, but they're constantly updating. So that's like a new feature that they have too. It's
How did you find your platform for your website for the scheduling? Did they contact you or did you find them?
I found them. I can't really remember how exactly. I think I was just looking for booking sites in general. Like that might be helpful. Instead of like going through Google and like finding something online. This one's actually like an app, so I can we can all look at our appointments through our phones, and then it also is connected to the website that like you go through on Google. So it's like it's all connected. I want to say I seen it once on Instagram, but once I bought it or once I got the membership for it, I started seeing it so much more like on Instagram, like on different ads.
That's cool. Well, that takes us to our fun fact. Global beauty is still on a tear. Analysts expect roughly a 6% annual growth, reaching around $590 billion by 2028, according to McKinsey. Are you feeling that resilience in bookings, and where do you see the biggest lift? Nails, add-ons, or adjacent services?
Kind of like, sorry, I think I need like a breakdown of that a little bit more.
Yeah. Do you see the growth within your nail salon from this this continued need or want? Because the beauty industry is growing at a 6% annually. And where do you exactly see, if there is growth that you see within your nail salon? And I think you have mentioned that there's quite a bit of growth. Where do you see the biggest areas of growth within your business?
Yeah. I mean, the beauty industry in general, it's constantly changing with like different trends and everything. So definitely like in our services, or like we learn something new all the time when it comes to nail services. There's always new designs, new kinds of services. I could definitely see us like getting into newer services. Also like design wise. It's just all of it together is like constantly growing. So I think it's not so much us as an individual, but like the nail community in general, we all grow together because of these constant changes. So yeah, I hope I answered that. Okay.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've personally seen a lot more crazier nail designs, more so now than ever before. I think it almost was kind of like a niche market before, and now it just seems like it's readily available for people if they're interested, right? Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Great. So that takes us to our next section of marketing, community, and brand. What actually fills that calendar for appointments? IG, TikTok, Snapchat, Google referrals, neighborhood partnerships?
I will say definitely Instagram. I think because the page is dedicated to just the nails, that people know where to go when they are looking for those services. And then Instagram, like it always has like the links to your websites, or it keeps you up with like different nail trends. We can always repost things that are like popular and like that's kind of like what brings people into, like if we show them something new, like, oh, they want to try it now. And then I said the links like to the websites, new photos that we post, because I feel like that also shows what we're capable of, what we know how to do. And a lot of my clients have said that too before. Like a lot of my simple nail clients, ones that like just got like one color French tips, once they saw my Instagram, they knew what we were capable of, and so then they wanted to ask for more.
That's cool.
Yes,
that's really, really cool. So so no, you're great.
My water made a funny noise.
Love it. So do you remember like maybe one time that maybe you posted on Instagram and then you just like had a flood of bookings? And can you just tell me about that moment in time where it was like, oh, social media is like where it's at with booking?
Definitely when around homecoming season, I also too, part of it was because I had them put a flyer in the school too. But definitely when I post promotions and things like that, people were going crazy. I just had my 2 years. What's today? On the 4th.
Oh,
I had my 2 years on the 4th.
Congrats.
Thank you. And so I had posted like a promotion with like a discount code, and then that's when everybody started posting with the dang discount code. I was like, of course. I was like, it's okay though. Like I really enjoy this.
Yeah, it generates so much buzz, right?
Yeah. And then everybody was like, congrats, like I'm so happy for you. And it just like it creates a good energy too.
Totally. And out of curiosity, how do you turn like happy clients into public proof? Do you do you find that they promote for you, talk about you?
Yeah.
What makes them, like supporting you? And just want to kind of understand a little bit more about that your special customers that help you grow.
It's usually like honestly, nobody's really used to a salon doing such like intense artwork like we do, which I think instantly like makes them very excited. And the clients themselves are just walking advertisements, right?
Mhm.
So like if somebody sees their nails, like, oh my gosh, like where'd you get those from? And then yeah, I do give my clients like business cards and things like that, but the Instagram is also really helpful in that way because most people do already have it. So they just pull it up, look it up, and then start following. I actually, a couple days ago, this girl that goes to the school, she came to me for the first time and she posted her nails one time. And I probably got like 30 followers just from that one girl. I was like, oh my
That's
gosh,
crazy.
like where have you been? Yeah, it was insane. But yeah, so and also too, the girls like to post their nails on Instagram and they do a tag and everything too. So that's kind of like what gets it like running as well.
Totally.
A lot of my girls do work in like communities, like some work in schools, some work in daycares, and surrounded by a lot more girls who like the same thing. And like a lot of them even like I know honestly this whole office of girls that come to me and they always talk about like the newest person's nails or something like that during their next meeting. It's so funny. So they're always constantly like connecting with each other just from that too.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. It's pretty wonderful.
Yes, it's amazing.
So so you're in a great neighborhood, you're in a great location. What would you say is unique about your local clientele, and then also like seasonality? What makes it unique?
I think just the fact of being like by the school already itself is like crazy. And like the fact that I did go to that school, it also like it just I don't know, kind of blows people's minds sometimes.
Totally. I mean, it blew my mind when I was doing research on you. I'm like, really?
I know. It was just, man, everything aligned so great. It really went the way God planned it to. But that, and then I also think too, I noticed a lot of people in the area, they're just like looking for like people to connect to as well. And I feel like the nail salon was like a really like great opportunity for them to get that connection. Like a lot of girls, man, just tell me all their business, and I really love it. It's not gossip. Yes. But yeah, so I feel like a lot of the girls, like a lot of people either like work in the area or like live like right down the street, like very nearby. Like most of the girls actually do walk here from wherever they're at.
Cute.
And so I feel like I don't know, it's just everybody's really sweet too. And the Starbucks actually just closed. But
oh, really?
Yes.
It was one of their locations that they closed?
And I was so bummed. I was like, bro, what am I going to do? I started shaking. I was like, what am I going to do? No, but that was a really great place where like I connected with like the workers there and everything too. Everybody was so sweet. And then they also too would like after my clients would come out of here, they'd go to Starbucks. Did you go to the nail salon across the street? I'm like, yeah, I did. So it's like it's really cool. It's a really nice community. Everybody's so sweet.
Totally. If anyone wants to open a coffee shop, there's one across the street from her nail salon.
Yes. We also Cuban Latin Cafe. This is actually them right here.
Oh, nice.
That's where I got the water from. Their stuff is really great. It's delicious. They have empanadas and everything, and like a bunch of drinks. So that's a good one. If you guys come, get your nails done.
Woo!
Yes.
We might be stopping by it for empanadas after this.
No, they're really
for
good.
lunch.
Like, oh my gosh.
Cool. Well, let's talk about your content and social media a little bit. How often do you post, and what format outperforms like pretty photos? Like, where are you finding that you're really connecting with your audience and customers and new customers?
Yeah, like I said, Instagram is really great. I post honestly not as frequently as I used to. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We can wait a moment too.
Yeah. All right, boy. It's every time he sees a dog. So
Vicious.
yeah. So Nico, please relax. I post, I want to say, like, honestly, maybe like a couple times throughout the week. I used to be a lot more consistent about it, but now, since like I feel like I've kind of outdone myself a little bit, where like I'm so used to posting all the big crazy stuff that now I only post when I do bigger projects. Then, because like if I've done something before, then it's like, oh, I don't really want to post it again. So like I probably post maybe 2-3 times a week, and on Instagram, and then I used to post on TikTok, but lately it's just been like so busy, like I haven't had the time to create content, or like let alone like think of content ideas. So yeah, I definitely want to get back to it, like on TikToks I know is like a big one. So I want to try to get back into that soon. Yes.
Yeah, you're busy.
Busy.
I social media is like my double-edged sword.
Yes.
It's always constantly changing, and like you have to post so much content.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, it's hard. You have to like keep up with everything. Luckily, I will say like my clients are the ones that keep me in the loop of everything at this point. Like they're the ones that are looking for the new trends, and then they bring it to me. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do that. Or like sometimes they'll even like bring me content ideas, but then it's just me actually wanting to do the ideas, or like, because sometimes we're so back to back, like I don't have time to like film a TikTok with this client because right after I have to move on to the next person.
Totally.
And I'm already like traumatized from that first year of like people waiting on me, so like I don't want them waiting on me again. So yeah, I'm trying to figure that out, but
yeah, that'll be
we'll
interesting.
Yeah.
I potentially, when you fill the other 2 chairs, maybe you can hire like maybe a content person.
Yes.
And maybe figure out a strategy where you can have like a camera over here and like camera with you, and then you just record your session.
I've definitely thought about that, because like I use sometimes I use my phone to record, but then I also need my phone to look at the inspo photo that they're showing me. So it's like, Nasjali, you gotta get another phone now, like get a camera or something. But yeah, I don't know if you can see, I do have like the different like phone holder things. So when I have time, I try to like make videos when I can.
That's awesome. Love it. So if you had a 0 ad budget, how would you still grow like 30% this year?
Yeah, I want to be like one of those ads on Instagram. I know I'm talking about Instagram so much, but I feel like that's definitely like a big one that like people are always on. But like be one of those Instagram ads, or like if I could put my face on a billboard too, that'd be great. No, but I don't know. I definitely want to try to like get into like putting ads out. Even like I think TikTok does them too now. I definitely want to I think there's like streamers and stuff too. I know that sounds so corny, but like stream while I'm like doing nails and just like what we're talking about, you know? Like I feel like people always love to hear like what's going on in the salon. So, yeah,
I mean, we're live right now, right?
Yeah. Great tea.
Well, cool. Well, thank you for sharing all of that. So we're jumping over to team, standards, and experience.
I got juicy ones already. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So talk about your first hire first, and then we'll kind of jump into something else as well.
Okay. Oh, this might get me in trouble. Okay. So my first hire, I believe this is who I think it was. Yes. My first hire was a girl. She was pretty young as well. I was desperate for a nail tech at the time.
Got it.
Her work did look pretty good. But I think it was her first time working in a salon, so it was just the nerves of being in a new environment. I think kind of like triggered her a little bit. It did cost us like some bad like rep with like the clients and stuff.
Got it.
And like reviews and things like that, which is really unfortunate because it's like it was just me myself, and honestly I might have been better off just keep doing it by myself, you know. The first one was a little rough.
Did you end up firing her?
Yeah, so the way we went about it was honestly, it just ended up being like too reoccurring. I did try like telling her different ways like she can fix certain things. But once we saw that like things weren't really like changing, that's when we were like, okay, I think I'm very bad at confronting people. Like I hate it. It is the worst thing. And that's what comes with being a boss too, which really sucks. Because I just love everyone. I want to be nice to everyone. But like when it comes to things like that, like we have to take it more seriously.
Totally. Yeah, because when you have a really toxic person in the environment, then everything else becomes
everybody
toxic. You
comes
just have to
down
cut it
with,
off.
Yep, exactly. And so she was really sweet and everything, but we kind of told her like maybe like work on some of these things like at home, like keep working on it, and if you're like improving at all, if you want to come back, like we definitely consider you. So like we didn't like completely let her down, but like we knew like she couldn't like be in the shop for a while, like until like things kind of like changed, you know.
Got it.
So there's that, and then I ended up getting my second person, which was Hanya, the one I said was so great. And everything was well, no problems at all. And then we also got Jessica too, which is one that still works with me today. Both really, really great. Like honestly, like they're just perfect. They're amazing. But that too, they were a bit older than me as well, so like they had more experience and more of that like connect with the clients. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, now I have to look for people that really do have this experience. Like at first I was like, no, if they could do the nails, it's fine. But no, we really need to like know how to like talk with our clients. That's another thing too, is like communicating with your clients. It's so important. Like you can't just do the nails that they're showing you. You have to like ask them if they like certain things a certain way.
You have to build a relationship.
Exactly.
Because you want them to come back.
Exactly. Right? Which is like what we all, like all three of us did. And so it got really consistent. And then this next one I'm about to tell you is crazy. Okay. So as I've been like looking for a new nail tech, this one girl, I've had a few girls reach out, and they all kind of like flaked like from the very beginning, like wouldn't even come for the interview. Like they told me they were coming. I was literally a few times I was sitting in the shop waiting for these girls, and they just never came. And I was like, whatever.
Bad sign.
Yes, exactly.
They limited themselves.
Yeah.
So.
Like honestly, I think it was better that way. But the most recent one I had, we actually ended up hiring the girl, and she came in for the interview. Everything was great. We hired her on a Monday, and she didn't start till the next week on a Tuesday.
Okay.
And so I instantly like put her on the booking side to get her booked as soon as possible.
Totally.
And although we didn't get her like super booked up right away, I feel like it's kind of common, especially when the clients don't know who you are yet, and like they haven't seen your work or anything yet.
Totally.
So it's really just like you have to be patient on that clientele coming in. And I think every service provider should like kind of know that too. Like from the very beginning, you only get like so many clients. But then like the more you get to know them, you really build off of that. So she had her first day, she had 2 appointments for the week, and the first one was the first day she started. So like, okay, you already have a client the first day, like that's good.
That's awesome.
It wasn't until the afternoon though, and she had gotten there in the morning. And so it's 10 o'clock, we're all cleaning, or I'm cleaning and Jessica's cleaning, and we're all just kind of like preparing ourselves, letting her settle in, like get comfortable in her spot and everything. And it was 10, and then time passes by and it's like 11 now. And she turns to me and she's like, I'm so sorry, I think I have to go. And I was like, is everything okay? Like, because I know she had kids too.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, maybe something came up, like she has to go pick them up or something. Yeah. And then she was just like, I don't think this is gonna work. And I was like, in my head, I was like, 1, this is the first day. 2, it's only been an hour. Like, what is happening? I was like, what is going on? I was like, is everything okay? Like, and she was like, this is just not what I wanted. Like, I didn't want to be sitting here. And I'm like, although I do understand, like, you don't want to be sitting here all day doing nothing. Nobody knows you yet. Like, you have to really be patient on that clientele. Like, once you have that one client today, I'm sure she's going to refer 2 more people, and that'll be clients later on. Like, you have to really work on it. So
build your book of business.
Exactly. So she left, and in my head, I was just like, where are you gonna go? That's gonna give you money right now. like you might as well. You're better off just like waiting here until your appointment. So that was definitely insane. That was one for the books for sure.
That's very interesting.
Yes, honestly, like I couldn't even be mad at it, and like now it's like a funny story to tell.
Totally.
So yeah.
Yeah, people are quite interesting.
Yes, yes, for sure.
And so when you first started off, you mentioned too that it was only you.
Mhm.
How did you know that it was the right time to start hiring people?
I think just from the very beginning, as soon as I opened the store, I was looking for people just because I knew it probably wouldn't be easy by myself. I didn't know how to go about hiring people at all.
Mhm.
I didn't know what kind of things I was looking for. I didn't know the kind of questions to ask. All I knew was that if they could do nails and it looks pretty good, you're in. Like, but now having this experience, like making sure that they're talkable, like they can like really build a relationship with their clients. Not just like quiet the whole time, you know. Definitely, I will say too, myself personally, growing up, I've always been very quiet too. But doing nails has definitely like got me out of that because like I'm in your face and I'm not talking. This is so awkward. I need to like break the ice. I need to try, you know? And so I think that like once I started like getting overbooked and everything, I was like, okay, I really do need to find somebody. I was constantly posting about it. I had signs in the windows. I still have that sign in the window right now, nice and big. But yeah, just knowing that like people were like waiting, and I do not want to see these people waiting like an hour for me. Like this, it's so not embarrassing, but like I just got really anxious from it, you know. So that's definitely when I was like, okay, I really need to get someone in.
Totally. And you mentioned very early on that you were just hiring people if they did a good job. What have you changed within your process of hiring people now? Like, do you look at their speed, their ability to have conversation with you, or do you like bring them in for a test? Like, I want to know a little bit more of what you're doing now that you've learned from.
It definitely, I will say it depends on the nail tech that I am talking to. Most of the ones were like, their work is okay, but it could be a little better. I usually like to bring them in and have them do like a practice set just to see their speed, how they talk to the client, and just like different techniques that they do have. But if there's other nail techs that their work just like it's crisp, it's really clean. Like I think I only bring them in just to talk. I don't have them do like a practice set because obviously the work spoke for itself. And just seeing like if they're like a good person, you know. I think that's really important because like I said, like other nail salons are just like can be very mean or uptight. And so I just want to make sure like we have that good energy in here.
Totally. And let's talk about your service standards too. What's like a non-negotiable at NBN from like the point of the customer coming in and saying hello to the point of checkout and they're leaving?
Yeah, definitely have to be like very welcoming. We keep our door locked because this corner can be very crazy sometimes. We've had before I started locking the door, I had like crazy folks coming in here. Like it was actually insane. So like obviously we have to open the door for them. So definitely being very welcoming. Like, hey, do you have an appointment?
It's almost like speakeasy.
Exactly. And so exactly. And so then like just being welcoming, and if they don't have an appointment, do you want to make an appointment? Do you want a card to book online? Like give them different options if we can't take them right now, you know.
Totally.
So just like that like skill of like talking and like being, and I feel like that also comes with time. Like the more comfortable you get, the more comfortable you are saying those things to people.
Totally.
That, and then when it comes to services, definitely like at least more simple kind of designs or services, like if they can do gel X and like something as simple as like a French tip or like very simple. It doesn't have to be this crazy, but like, you know, something that like something more common that people do. And
these are wild.
Yeah, they're insane. I don't know if you saw this one. This one's like
I know
crazy. Yeah, nobody's wearing those. Those are too crazy.
Is that like Beetlejuice?
Yeah, these are all Beetlejuice right here. Beetlejuice, and then I don't know if you've ever seen Killer Clowns. These are like from Killer Clowns from outer space.
Oh wow.
Yep. Yeah, I like to do them based off movies and stuff. It's a lot more fun that way.
Totally.
And then I'm not too like on top of it. Like if it comes to like checking people out, as long as they know how to like book people in, that's all I'm worried about. I tend to have since like because my other nail tech, she only speaks Spanish, so it gets hard for her to check people out. So I usually like once she's done, I'll check them out for her. So I really, as long as they know how to book it, which is really helpful like from the websites and too, because when she's at home, if somebody texts her, she could book it on her phone at home. She doesn't have to be in the shop to book it for a client if they don't do it online, for example. So as long as they know like how to book, they don't really know how to, they don't need to know how to check out or anything. Like I could kind of do that. I also like, I'm kind of like all around the shop too sometimes. So I'm definitely very helpful until like girls, if they do like are able to get the hang of those things, then that'd be great too. But yeah, it's not needed.
Totally. And let's talk about your redo or repair policy. How do you keep it fair without inviting abuse from your customers?
Yeah. So usually I feel like it's very easy to tell when it's their doing, like if they messed something up or if it was something on our end that we messed up. I have it on the door. I do want to switch it though. But like after I think 48 hours, like if or within 48 hours if something happens, we'll fix it for free.
Okay.
Just because like, okay, we must have messed something up and it couldn't even last 2 days, right?
Yeah.
And so we kind of have something like that going, but let's say it's been like 3 weeks. That's usually when nails start to fall off anyway. So then it's like you might as well get a new like set with that one. But that's kind of like if they do decide to come in and fix something, like we do charge for like the little things. We try to be reasonable with the pricing as well, not to like overdo it or anything.
Totally.
But yeah, so we have that kind of like policy where like if it's within 48 hours, like we'll fix that for free. Even like sometimes we won't even like listen to that policy too much. Sometimes like if it's something that we knew could have definitely lasted longer and it lasted like 3 or 4 days, like we'll still kind of fix it for free. We really try to be as accommodating as possible.
Totally. Let's talk about training for a little bit too. What's one technique most artists underuse that instantly levels up the results?
Ooh, that's a good one. Man, I'm trying to think. There's a lot of techniques. There's so many like ins and outs to it. I feel like it depends on like the service or like what the let's say like the design is. It really depends. I think with time, I think you kind of learn like different things that are easier for each design or service. So it really depends. Yeah, it depends on like what we're talking about. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Not a big deal at all. And a little bit about your culture for your nail salon. How do you give artists creative freedom while protecting your brand consistency for your customers?
Yeah. Majority of the time, when we are doing nails, the girls will come in with like a photo or like some kind of reference. And can you repeat the question one more time? Because I'm trying to make sure I actually answer it.
Definitely. How do you give your artist creative freedom while protecting your brand consistency for your customers?
Yeah. So I kind of like I've had this talk with the girls before too. Like just make sure you're constantly asking your client questions to make sure they like how it comes out, but also to like you don't want it to look bad. You know what I mean? Because some clients, there are some clients they like kind of like funky things and like, oh, I don't know if that'll look good. So you like just make sure you ask them like, are you sure like you like this or do you want to maybe change the color of it or like just different things like that, just to make sure it looks good while still like making sure that they're happy too.
Totally. Very cool.
Yes.
So that takes us to your shut up moment. So I ask all guests that moment in time that was kind of like their inflection point, where maybe people were telling them that they couldn't do it, or a moment in time where like everything might have been crumbling for the shop, and you're like, you kind of threw up your arms and was like, I'm not going to do this. I'm quitting. Or could be customer chaos, right? What was that moment for you, your shut up moment, in your point in time to start this business or keep it going?
It's a little hard to say just because when I was starting it up, I was definitely very quiet about it because I didn't want to like make it a big thing, and like if I fail, then it's just like thrown in my face kind of thing. But I will say I did have my moments where I kind of did that to myself. Like, I'm too young, like I don't know anything about business. Like, yeah, even though like my parents are helping me, like I myself don't know what I'm doing. And God forbid anything happens, I need to know how to do that myself. You know?
Totally.
So I definitely had like my moments where like I realized things like that. Which is what made me want to keep going, because like, no, if anything were to happen, I need to know what I'm doing. I need to, and I already started, I'm already in the loop, right? So I have to keep going. I've definitely had times where like I didn't know if I could do it anymore, just like when it was by myself and I did have so many. I'm like, this is a blessing to even have this many clients.
Totally.
But at the same time, I can't keep doing it by myself. Like, I've had times where I just wanted to completely be done, or move on to different things.
Do you remember like that biggest moment where you're just like throwing your hands up and I'm like, I'm done? Do you remember what exactly happened?
Man, it was almost this one time. I don't think I've actually like fully like told myself like, no, I'm done. But like this one moment, I did have this one client. She was a walk-in, and my mom told me, she's like, she has like, her attitude seems kind of bad. I was like, oh no. I was like, oh brother, now I have to work with this. But I was like being very high energy, like not like too overwhelming, but like really just trying to like be there for the client. She comes in, she sits in my chair, and at the time my sister was actually practicing for a quince, and so whenever all the clients were leaving, we had like all the people in here that were going to practice the dance. We were going to practice it in here, so everybody was just sitting in here waiting. And so like I had family in here, the TV was on, the dog was here, so I could see I was like a little overwhelming. So the lady was like, it's really hot. Do you have water? I was like, yeah, I'll get you some. And then she's like, oh, thank you. And then I turned down the heat, or not the heat, I turned the air on. And then she's like, and she keeps like huffing and puffing. And I'm like, is everything okay? And she's like, the TV's really like obnoxious. I was like, oh, I'll turn it down. And so I turn it down. And then she keeps like, I don't know, just keeps going. And then out of nowhere, she said, you're new to this, aren't you? And I was like, I didn't want to tell her this is my salon, because like, how's it my salon? And I'm apparently doing a bad job, you know? But I'm like, I've been doing it since I was like since I was like 11 or 12. So I was already like 7 years. And I'm like, I've been doing this for 7 years actually, but I wasn't going to say that to her. But yeah, after she left, I really like, I broke down in front of everyone. I started crying, and I was just like, this is horrible. Like, I don't want any more clients like this. So that's really one point I was like, I don't know. I was very uneasy about it, but
thank you for sharing.
Yeah, that was definitely a tough one.
Yeah, those are really tough moments.
Yeah.
How did you talk yourself back from that moment? Like how did you work through that emotion and that process of being like, no, actually I am who I am. I'm the business owner. I have 7 years of experience. How did you work through that process for you to be able to come onto the other side and continue pushing forward?
Well, in that moment, thankfully, my family was there, and they were kind of like picking me up about it. They're like, no, Nasjali, you know your work. You know how well you do. This lady was just a walk-in. She just came out of nowhere. She has no idea who you are. Like, she was like, they have no idea.
Get out.
Yeah, like, she has no idea. You just came from the school. Like, you're on something like very special. And so like they were really the ones picking me up about it. And then they really helped me realize like, no, I am like, I'm pretty great. Okay. I'm pretty awesome. Like, no, she missed out. But at the end of the day, she actually ended up walking out really happy and satisfied. I'm like, you put me through all of that just to like be nice to me anyway. I'm like, but I still had to cry about it.
A roller coaster.
Yeah, it was some emotions. Yeah.
Well, good. It's very awesome to have family like that.
Yeah, they're
it's
great.
truly special. Not a lot of people have that.
Yeah,
So,
thank God. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we are going to our last section. Doing okay?
Yes, I'm doing great actually.
Yes,
Like this
yes,
is amazing.
yes. I told you we would just be
Yes.
having a conversation,
Yes,
and
it's
it
real
would be
smooth. Real
it'll be
smooth.
quite fine, and you know all your stuff.
Yes.
You're an
Yeah.
expert.
Oh my gosh, I was so nervous leading up to it. I was like practicing, like, if he says this, okay, what am I gonna say? Not knowing what any of the questions were either, just like making up scenarios in my mind.
Yeah, that's why I have made that conscious decision of not sharing questions, because then people feel like they have to over prepare, and there's no reason to
Yes.
over prepare
I've
because
definitely done that before.
you're the most knowledgeable person, and that's what the interview is about. Is
Yeah.
talking about your knowledge and your
Yes.
expertise.
Well, you set it up great. I love it.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
of course.
Wonderful. Thank you for the compliment.
Yes, of course.
So we're jumping into like your future, your expansions, operations, and your next moves. And I was doing a little bit of research. I don't know if this is necessarily completely accurate, but do you do body sculpting and adjacent services?
So when we opened the salon,
Okay.
like I said, my mom was okay. Sorry, mom, but she was kind of pushing the idea that this was gonna be like a one-stop shop. So she's the one that does body sculpting.
Got it.
And then a lot of my family does different kind of services.
Interesting.
So my mom was doing the body sculpting. My brother is a massage therapist.
Oh, cool.
My aunt, she does lashes. My cousin, she does eyebrow services. So we do a bunch of stuff. And then my uncle's a barber. So she was like, we were trying to get all these different ideas in here. I was like,
I think you need a bigger shop.
Yes, that's exactly.
Starbucks across the street.
For real, we need the Starbucks. Oh my gosh, but I was
And then
dying.
you can also make it a cafe at the same time.
Yes, oh my gosh. That was so good. That was a really good idea. Oh my gosh. Okay, we might have to cut that one out. No,
don't tell your landlord.
No, for real. So no, when she was like pushing that, I was like, oh, I already know this is not gonna work. But like for the sake of my mom just helping me, I was like, we'll see how it goes. We'll try it. And we definitely ran into like some bumps in the road. Like we couldn't offer some services because you have to be zoned for certain things.
Yeah.
And so what's the question again? Oh my gosh, sorry.
Yeah, well, I saw that there are adjacent services,
right?
And it was basically like why add those services, but you're also talking about like your limitations too, right?
Yeah.
So what made you actually kind of like decide to not necessarily do those?
Yeah, it was just like the fact that like people came in more for the nails than those other things. It's a lot easier for me myself to promote nails because that is what I do. Whereas like because we almost had like an esthetician at some point as well, and just like having those different services listed on like a menu or a website or anything would have been too complicated and overwhelming.
Totally.
And especially because I have no idea what goes on with those services.
Totally.
So I'm actually very thankful that it did die down a little bit because I feel like it would have been stressful or scared people away from wanting to book. Like seeing all these different things on the website, I'm like,
sometimes too many decisions causes anxiety for people.
Exactly. Yeah. So we definitely dialed that back. My mom still wants to get into the body sculpting. So right now it's really just the nails, and she wants to figure out how to promote it better, and I'd be willing to help her like when the time comes. But yeah, we really just do the nails.
Cool. And body sculpting, is that like the cool frozen, the Cairo?
So it's a little hard to explain. So it's like these machines she uses. She says it's non-invasive. She trained me about this. Non-invasive. It uses like radio frequency waves and I forgot what else, or like ultrasound waves, something like that. And so basically you have to drink like a certain amount of water before your appointment, so that way it basically like drains like the fat or like the fluids, I guess, to like your glands and everything, and like that it kind of like pee it out, but like yeah, that's what happens with it. So like it's kind of like just draining all those like extra fluids out and making you look more, the way you want to look. Yeah, I'll just say that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Mhm.
What did you implement before taking that first appointment for you to be ready? Like, what was that last little cherry on top before you actually opened your door for your appointment?
This might sound really crazy because this really sounds like I was definitely unprepared, but
Even better.
my brushes,
Crazier the better.
my brushes that I literally need for every service. Like, I got all the big things. Actually, like a story about like how I got my equipment, like even like these salon chairs. These are usually like super expensive, like thousands of dollars.
Totally.
Since I didn't have like a big budget or anything, and I wasn't like trying to get a loan or anything, we went on things like OfferUp or Facebook Market.
Smart.
And Amazon too was really cheap. And so like we kind of found things for cheap. Where like they gave us deals too. So like we paid for these 2 chairs and then they gave us one for free. So it was like kind of like working our way through those like really big expenses. And then my brushes, this actually was like during my grand opening. Because everybody was in here doing their services, and I said I do nails during the grand opening, like a couple sets. And then one, my aunt, she wanted to do acrylics, and I realized I did not have my brush, and I was like, that's the one most important thing I need. I made sure everything else was done, and I didn't have what I needed for the nails. And I was like, that's how I knew, like, that was like the cherry on top for real. My brushes.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So you could have just like mixed the solution together with the powder and just like dump it on her nail. Be like, there you go.
Yep. So the day of my grand opening, my dad like ran to the store and got me a brush and everything, and I think that was the final touch.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's really, really funny.
It's hilarious.
Before I forget too, David, do we happen to have any questions from anyone that might be live or anything? No, not right now. I have to get better at posting and scheduling ahead of time.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. So I'm still learning in progress.
Yes.
But thank you
it's
for being
all a learning process. Everything is.
Definitely. So how do you decide between raising prices, adding more chairs, or removing more chairs, or even extending hours or adding a day? Like what process do you utilize in order to understand what you are doing in order to grow your business or even minimize the hours that are available for your sanity?
Yeah, the way I go about it for the hours is I also want to make sure I have like my time for myself, but also like being there for when the clients usually need it the most. Sorry, is everything okay? Okay, sorry. So I'm open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Most of the time when people are off of work, they want to get their nails done on the weekend.
Okay.
So I have Saturday available, which I would have very much liked to have Monday through Friday, but I'm trying to be accommodating for the clients. But then I also want to have like that day for myself and then a day for like my family and everything too. So Sundays, I usually like enjoy going to church and lunch with my family. So we have Sundays closed. And then Mondays are like my personal days, definitely to keep me sane. And so that's kind of how I went about like the days. And then the hours, it's more like everybody works during the week most of the time. So I kind of like put to start at like 10 a.m. and finish by 6, so that like when people get out of work or school, like they could come here and then they'd be done with their day. So that's for the hours. And then when it comes to like chairs and like knowing how much to like incorporate and everything, like I said, I like that it's very intimate, that we have less chairs than a normal salon does, just so that people feel more comfortable in the space. We also don't really have like the space for more. So I think the 4 tables is perfect for us right now.
It doesn't feel crammed.
Yeah,
or anything
exactly.
like that.
And then everybody has like their own station. It's not like the tables are connected. So like they could set up their tables the way they need to so that each tech is comfortable in their space.
Totally.
And then what was the other one you said? Tables or like chairs?
Extending hours, raising prices. Have you raised prices at all?
Oh yeah. So when it comes to raising prices,
And prizes for
yes,
customers.
of course. I in the beginning I was trying to be reasonable, and I did like what every kind of salon was charging. Also like kind of like a little bit less, especially because I had just gone out of my room, and I think in my room I was charging like $50 for each like set or something, like the base price. And so and I started with that, and then once people started coming to me more and I'd give them the price, like, that's it?
Oh.
That's it? I'm like, oh, I guess I need
Gotta
to
raise your
prices.
prices.
Yeah, that's my sign right there. So I slowly increase prices, depending on like how difficult the service is as well. Also too, with our speed, I feel like we move pretty fast for the kind of work that we do. So I feel like just charging extra just for like how fast we move too, but also like still making sure everything looks good, you know. So sometimes I'll increase things by like $5. I don't really just like jump prices because I know that might like scare people. I kind of like get people comfortable with like the price increases.
Totally. Yeah, that's pretty great. And are you have you happened to have, so you mentioned, you know, quite a bit of your clientele, they're working during the day. Have you tried even trying out, or have you heard from customers from feedback about even opening later in the day and then extending your hours later into the evening? Have you tried anything like that?
I've definitely thought about it, but I do have some clients that actually work in the evenings, and so then their only available time is the mornings.
Totally.
So, and they're like my more like reoccurring or like regulars, I'll say. So I don't want to like completely change that too much because they probably won't end up having the time. We have thought about like if people want to come before hours or after hours or on a weekend that we're not in here, like charging a little extra just for like just for like being in here at a time that we're not usually here, because then it's like now we're turning on the heat a little bit longer, we're turning on the lights a little bit longer, or like we're coming in on a day we wanted to relax, for example. So we have offered that to a couple people when they do ask, but we try to get everybody like comfortable and used to the schedule we do have.
Cool. And then talking about a little bit about like your stats, because you mentioned that your online booking system and checkout system is all integrated into one. What do you do? Do you review your key performance indicators, so such as like your rebooking percentages, your average ticket, new versus returning, like your slot utilization, and like even just like utilization of the nail salon and the individual chairs? What do you personally do in order to gauge which direction to go for your nail salon?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, on the website, it definitely does incorporate everything. It even gives us like reports down to like the most paying client for the month, like things like that. So like, I've tried to do like little, I also have done in the past, I'm not too sure if I'll do it again or I might do it a little differently. But I've done like punch cards. That definitely brings people back, because like I would put like for free sets too, which I might change it to like 50% off or something like that, just because some of them might choose a really big set for their free set. I'm like, okay, like that was a lot. So I think things like that, like the punch cards, like things that make people want to come back for like a reward kind of thing. You know what I mean? And we are able to see like our average ticket sales, and it's usually like most of the time our clients do end up getting designed, so our tickets end up being like minimum like $75 each person. So we know like it's usually like the bigger services like acrylics, gel X, or like just people doing bigger designs with that. But yeah, I think I should actually start like doing like discounts or something for things like now you're making me think about it. Like for like certain kind of services, like during certain like times of the month. Like, but we already kind of do that sometimes with like
Mhm.
different seasons, like holidays or big events and things like that. But I think that would definitely be a cool idea to like do it for like certain services that have like brought in the most, like money or like things like that. Like
Totally.
clients. Hmm.
Very cool. And then we were chit-chatting a little bit last night, and you were mentioning that you hosted an event. Can you talk about that event, and then just like what you're doing and exploring right now for the nail salon?
Yeah. So since I've had the nail salon, I've just kind of been kind of like in a funk a little bit, just because it's constantly like every day I'm in this chair. I'm constantly like sitting here. Like I need to get up, move around, or do something creative outside of nails. Although this is like something I really enjoy doing, I need to be in a different environment,
Yeah, a little variety.
Yeah. And so my mom, she opened a business. It's kind of hard to explain now, but she's using it for events.
Okay.
And it's like 3 doors down that way.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. But she just opened it like, I want to say like a month ago, maybe.
Okay.
And so we've done a paint and sip before, and I had so much fun doing that. I was like, wow, I could really do this more often. And so then
what is a paint and sip?
A paint and sip is basically there's like an instructor, like everybody's painting, right? And then
Are they painting nails or are they painting on canvas?
I've actually thought about doing a paint and sip with nails. Just because I thought that'd be really cool, but then it requires a lot more like equipment and things like that. But we actually do it on canvases. So we use her store next door. We have like the table set up. Everybody has their canvases and the paints, and then we have drinks there as well if anybody wants anything. And then it's really just meant to be like a relaxing environment. People to like get out of like. Oh my gosh, my stomach is rumbling.
Mine too. We're almost done. You're gonna have to go next door for the empanada.
For real. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So yeah, it's really meant to be like a relaxing environment. Usually like I notice people use it more for like dates or like girls' nights, things like that. And I just thought it'd be like a really good opportunity, especially like doing something outside of nails. It's something creative I could do besides that.
Totally.
But then also too, like all my clients are like so interested in how I do like the nails or like my artwork. So I'm like, it's like me sharing my creativity with my clients, like them in the mind of Nasjali, So, yeah.
Totally. Very cool. So if you had to double revenue in the next 12 months without more square footage, what's the plan?
I would definitely, my plan is to go to nail school. I want to become an instructor. And with that, hopefully I can teach people here. And the people that I do teach, this can be a job for them as well. I've also thought about opening a nail supply store, just because being a nail tech, I know what nail techs do and don't like working with. So I know the best products, the best tools and everything.
The expert knowledge.
Yes, exactly.
Got to pull on it. Very cool. Yeah. And how cool would it be if you became an instructor and you got to give up your chair, like, right? And then you have 4, and then you could potentially open up another one somewhere else, and then you just have like your chair in like each location, like 1 day a week.
Yeah, I've definitely
for your like VIPs.
Yes, I've definitely thought about that, like, because I've been there so long, it'd be crazy giving up my chair. But I know at some point I feel like that could happen. And I have thought about opening another location just because, like, I've done this one, now I can open another one. The only thing that did concern me a little bit was, like, just not being there in the environment, making sure everything's, like, under control. So that would definitely be like, okay, now I have to have, like, a manager or, like, somebody who really knows what they're doing here so that I'm able to manage the next one. Because I'm sure starting up, that's going to take all of my time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. And even talking about that, so let's go like 3 years into the future. What does NBN look like, and what do you personally want your role to be at that point?
I do want to have maybe in 3 years, hopefully, another business started up. Like I said, it could either be even just kind of like in here, just doing the nail instructing. That's like a whole nother thing of income, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like that would kind of count as like my second business, like being a teacher, but also my nail business, like the services.
Mm-hmm.
And then that or having the nail supply store. I could really see that in the near future too. I've also thought about like getting like a selling, because I think you have to have a seller's, if I'm not mistaken, like license kind of thing to sell things in here. So I would do that, and like maybe because we don't really use these back rooms anymore. Like maybe like selling products in the store while I'm here.
Totally.
If I don't open a store or anything like that, but definitely something that's still like related to nails.
Totally. Very cool.
Yes.
And out of curiosity, I personally love going to get my nails done and having champagne. Do you invite people to BYOB, or do you supply anything complimentary? Like what kind of services do you provide for your customer when they come in?
In the beginning, we actually did mimosas during certain hours, and we had like little pastries, like we had croissants and things like that too. Just starting up because we had so many different ideas running. We just want to try everything. And then some haters, I have to say, people tried to like call like I don't know what they're called exactly, but people that work with like the licensing and everything, like saying like certain services, like called saying that we had certain services that we shouldn't have, or they also like, so they came to inspect and then they're like, oh, make sure you don't sell any drinks or anything, or you don't have drinks like that. And I was like, oh, like I know I don't know how to go about that. So, but it was definitely something we really wanted to try at one point. I might look back into it just to make sure we have like the proper like licensing and things that we need for that. But I definitely thought that was a really nice idea. Yeah.
Were you selling them or were they complimentary?
No, they're complimentary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
those are fun.
Yeah, because my understanding is there's a really cool art gallery up in Andersonville, and they do complimentary drinks.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like they get in trouble at all about it because they're not selling it, and it's
right. Exactly. That's the part I was a little confused about, because I know we weren't. Well, we didn't really get in trouble for that specifically. I think it was just surrounding businesses that like, there's a new nail salon now, let's get on them. It only happened in the beginning. Now we're perfectly fine, but I feel like that always kind of happens when like a new something is around. People will try to like get it taken out as soon as possible. We never actually had a problem with the mimosas or anything that we were doing. It was just people calling to give us trouble, and then them reminding us of what we should and shouldn't be doing. And which honestly, I'm glad that did happen and that they did come in, because now I know what I am allowed to do and I'm not allowed to do. So like if I were to open something else, like I wouldn't want to get in trouble, right?
Totally.
So yeah, I'm actually glad that they came. Yes.
And almost last question. So I noticed that there's a nail salon like just a couple doors down from yours. Tell me about that competition and that experience of that, right?
Yeah, so when we first opened, wow, it's like a roller coaster. This is actually crazy. So when we first opened, there was a nail salon there, but they were called something else, and they were never open. Like since I went to school here, like I would literally see like nobody even knew that there was a nail salon there. There was no like nothing was open. We actually kind of like peeked in a little bit. They had no polishes on the wall. They had like, it didn't look like a nail salon. So we were like, okay, we might be okay to open our nail salon here because nothing's really going on over here. So we're not like taking competition or anything. As soon as we get the spot, that one completely shuts down. There's nothing there. Like, let's go. Like now we're fine. And so then as we're building the shop out, we noticed that they're working on it over there too. I'm like, oh, what's gonna be there? So then it was another nail salon, and as soon as we started, I think as soon as we signed the lease, actually, it was as soon as we signed the lease for this place, they became another nail salon. And then in a couple months, they closed down. And then literally right before my grand opening, they became the salon that they are now. So it was like 3 different nail salons in the span of like not even a full year.
That's crazy.
And so we're like, this is kind of sketchy too. But with the competition, luckily there's no competition really. Our services are a little different. We do like to do like a lot more artwork and everything. I feel like they do more of like the more minimal things,
like the generic kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like organic brands or like things like that. I'm pretty sure they do things like that. And they also do dip manicures, which we don't do.
Is that where they put the nail polish on the little gel thing and then?
Yeah, they like put like some kind of glue and then they like dip their nail in like a powder.
Interesting.
And so I personally just never wanted to get into that just because I feel like it's probably not the most sanitary. Everybody dipping their same finger in the same powder. And so but for people who do like it, they could go there, you know. So like there's never really like been that competition. At least I feel like there's no competition just because we do very different services.
Wonderful.
Which I'm glad about, but yeah, we were a little nervous in the beginning, like when
totally,
because this is actually their second location. And we're like, dang, you had to open it right here. Like you already have a good one over there. Like, but no, it's all good.
And Nasjali, I lied to you. I have 2 more questions.
I thought we were almost done.
I know. I have 2 more questions.
Totally okay.
So everything that you've learned so far, where you are today, being a successful business owner. If you could go back in time and talk to a little Nasjali when you're graduating or thinking of this idea, what could you do? What could you say that could maybe change even the trajectory, or what would you say to your younger self before this?
I'd probably say something to like, you know, really inspire myself, like let myself know that I am capable of these things because I am here today doing this. Just like not be afraid and to like be excited. I don't know, I feel like my younger self, I was always very quiet and I was scared of everything, and just like let myself know to like in any scenario, like whether you don't know what you're getting yourself into or you do, like just be happy about it, and everything that you do go through, whether it's good or bad, it has a great outcome, because if it's bad, you learn from it. If it's good, then you know like what's best for you.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think that was a good answer.
Yes, it was fantastic. Okay, final question. For the listeners and viewers that are watching for this episode, what would be one piece of advice that you would give to them if they're thinking about starting their own business or taking the chance and betting on themselves? What is the one piece of advice that you would give them today?
Yeah. Depending on the kind of business you want to own, I definitely want to say make sure you do your research on the kind of business, because every business is so different. We all need different things for each kind of business. So just making sure, like, look up your zoning, look up the kind of licenses you do need, how to get your license. Just because even there's like an issue with like similar businesses being too close together if they do cause problems for each other. Luckily, like this worked out, me and the other one. But like making sure like you don't create that tension with other businesses, things like that. Your licenses, definitely have some kind of money saved. Usually my mom always told me like this. Luckily, I only had money for like the first month's rent and the deposit, which was scary. That was very
super scary.
But I like busted my butt every day with these nails like services, and luckily I was able to like double everything, and like I kept making what I was supposed to.
That's so cool.
Now I'm okay, thank God. Like I'm telling you, like it worked out so great.
A little gamble.
Yes, but usually my mom always told me like if you are looking to like own something, or like even if you want to rent an apartment, that you have at least like 3 months of rent or anything like that saved. So that way, if you like didn't make as much as you thought you were, you still have money for the next month. And maybe by then you'll have the money to keep going, you know? So just making sure that you have enough put away to start something up.
Absolutely. And you're it seemed to be your passion was nails. Would you even add to that, like for people that are trying to figure out what business they want to do, to maybe follow their passion or what they're super interested in?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you didn't start a Starbucks, right?
Right.
A coffee shop.
Yeah. Definitely like just the fact that I was so into art that like I know it's hard being an artist and like finding work and like enjoying like what you're doing. Like I feel like most artists end up having to get like a second job or like doing something else because art itself is kind of hard to like make consistent money off of.
Totally.
Whereas like doing nails, I know people are always going to get their nails done. People are always going to need that service, but I can also incorporate my art into that.
Totally.
And so just make sure like you're really like enjoying what you're doing. I actually, it's so funny, going into like enjoying what you're doing before, I think I want to say like probably like my freshman year of high school or like even 8th grade. Starting then, I really wanted, this is going to be very different. I wanted to become a detective so bad.
Interesting.
Yes, I really wanted to become a detective or like a forensic scientist.
Okay.
And so in high school, I actually took forensic science in school and I took dual credit criminal justice. Like I was really into it.
Totally.
And so, but during that time, my instructors and my teachers, like, I don't know why everybody was retiring and leaving at the same time, but it just so happened like people were retiring. So then my forensic science class, my teacher left in the middle of the year, and then the other teachers didn't really know what they were doing. And then my my criminal justice class, my teacher ended up leaving as well. And it was like the two ones that I was like really interested in. And so I think it's so important to like really enjoy what you're doing, because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, the people around you are going to have a hard time as well.
Totally.
So like my teachers weren't there, and the people that ended up coming in for those didn't really care to be there, or to like, they weren't motivated. They didn't enjoy what they were doing. So that affected me and wanting to do those things. I would still love to, but like I think it was just the fact that like I didn't learn as much as I hoped I would. Not getting that knowledge of like somebody who actually enjoys doing that kind of like discouraged me a little bit. I'm like, oh, like now I don't know. But thankfully, like I came onto this path, right? And like this was actually, I ended up like, I stopped doing nails for a while and really tried to focus on that. But then after my, because I think that was my junior year, my senior year, I'm not too sure. But then once that, I didn't really feel the motivation for that anymore. I like picked this back up and everything worked out.
Yes. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's such a great story. And so those are basically the end of the questions. So great job.
Thank you so much.
But I want to give you an opportunity because you have 2 chairs open. Talk to the camera and let the audience know if they are a nail artist, what you're looking for and what you're looking for, how they can contact you and
so yeah, I do have 2 chairs open. Any nail techs, you do not have to be licensed to work here, but you do have to have experience. If you did go to nail school, that would be lovely. Let's see. You can reach me. I don't know if there's a way we can like put like my Instagram or like my email at all, but through email would be great. Any kind of services. So we do, like we talked about, we did acrylic, gel X. We do structured manicures and then regular manicures and pedicures. If you guys do any kind of like fun designs, that would be really great too, because that's kind of like what we're known for. If not, like I'm very open to like helping like that. But if anybody's I'm very open to like helping. That's kind of like what we're all about here too. It's all a learning process for everyone. So if I have something that I want to teach you, like we can talk about that. Or if you want to show me something new, like we're all just going off of each other and we're all just here to help each other. And it's a very good environment. We're really like family here. So if anybody's interested, that would be so lovely.
And one additional question off of that. How is pay structured? Because of course we go to work in order to get paid, right?
Yeah.
So, just out of curiosity.
Yeah. So we kind of we're a little flexible with that. We can do either like if anybody's looking for like booth rental, you can rent a booth and you keep everything that you make. And then we usually do commission. We start at like 55 to like 60% off of whichever clients you bring in. So I will say, like in the beginning, it is a little slow at first and it is a little difficult, but if you're patient with us, you'll get to like 3, 4, sometimes even like 6 clients a day, especially like during the holidays, it really picks up a lot. So just have to be patient with us for like the first like couple weeks and it'll start picking up.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then any potential customers that are listening, how would they be able to contact you and schedule services?
You can look up NBN Gloss Genius. NBN Chicago .glossgenius, something like that. Or we could go to my Instagram, Nails by Naji, Nasji, Nails by Nasji, 2 I's at the end. Yes. I think I spelled my name right. Okay, we're good. I can't even spell my name.
It's okay.
But yes.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for this.
Yes, of course, thank you.
Like very much appreciate this being the first time that we are doing on location. And what an inspiration you are, being 20 years old and having your own business and starting at 18. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. You guys did great.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you.
Congratulations too on the setup and everything. It's great.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Awesome. Good job.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Wow, that was amazing.